Welcome to Fallen Solo Session 7. As you can see, well, you can see me. You might be wondering why that's the case. Well, I've been trying to up the quality of my videos, and one thing that I actually missed from the Mark Borg videos that I did was the ability to see the reaction on my face when I inevitably roll a 1 like 3 times in a row. I kinda missed that, so I thought why not have it here as well. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Might turn out good, might turn out disastrously. Never quite know. Kind of like solo role-playing in that sense. You kinda just find what works and leave what doesn't, right? Just iterate on stuff. So, session 7. I do have a few questions about, well, firstly, what happened to that spider? We knew that the Dead Knight was fighting a flayed spider, right? And we helped take it down and we interrogated the Dead Knight, and what happened to the spider? Did it have any part in the disappearance of the Dead Knight and Salazar? Also, how can Samuel actually use his newfound power? So, last we left off, Samuel was able to find himself a new ability of sorts. He's now able to read minds, but I never really went into how that actually works. So, I think the way it's gonna work is that he's going to use his focus, and he's gonna get a +2 bonus to that, and that it works similar to something like an incantation. So incantations have complications and misses, and we are basically going to use those when he inevitably fails at what he's supposed to do. Because as we know, Samuel kinda sucks. Okay, so let's ask a few questions here. Firstly, specifically for the spider, the flayed spider, is it still inside the crypt? Would be pretty bad if it was. Let's see. Oh, that's gonna be a yes. That's gonna be a very high yes. Which probably means that it didn't really help the Dead Knight and Salazar escape, but it does mean that Gaius and Samuel probably get ambushed on their way out. And that's not great, because if you remember, Samuel has 2 health remaining. So I think Gaius is probably gonna have to do something here, but both of them have used up some of their dice. They've burned it in order to settle a squabble, essentially, about what should be done with the treasure. Well, that's bad. Well, what makes sense is, I guess, that Gaius will actually try to heal Samuel first before they actually set out back, especially since they know that Salazar and the Dead Knight are around. I'm gonna give myself a break and say that that's what happens. So, he's gonna get 1 healing roll before they get ambushed by this goddamn spider. So, okay, so let's see, healing check. He has a healing of 1, so that's not gonna be great. Let's see here. 6 plus 4 is a 10. That is gonna be a success. Heal 1 plus skill level health. So that's going to be a 2. And that means that Samuel, our erstwhile companion, is going to go back up to a 4 out of D6. Alright, there we go. Rank 4 out of D6. I didn't give them a fear check the last time when they ran into the Dead Knight and the spider. It didn't make sense to me since, the Dead Knight and the spider were fighting each other. Yeah, I just thought it didn't make sense for them to have to undergo a fear check. But I think this time the spider is gonna ambush them as they step outside of the crypt. So here we go, I guess. Actually, I just thought of something really crazy. Yeah, that might work, actually. I won't tell you what it is yet. You'll see what I mean. So, as they are stepping out of the crypt, Samuel and Gaius, they're gonna get ambushed by the flay spider, who I think is gonna get D6 HP at this point. Where is he? There we go. Giant flay spider. That's his stats. We know it pretty well. Do I really want to give it a rank 6? Yeah, sure. Why not? Initiative ambush. So let's see. Do we get initiative? I hope we do. Otherwise this is gonna be bad. And we do not. It's gonna ambush us. That's gonna be just great. Let me get my whiteboard real quick. Here we go. Alright. So, Giant flay spider, 6 rank, 1 armor, 2 fear. So yeah, we're gonna do it like that. Just keep track of things. First thing we're gonna have to do is check if we get the shit scared out of us. Actually, I'm gonna say that since we've already fought it a few times, its fear is gonna go down to 1. So let's modify that. That makes more sense actually. So yeah, let's see. This is going to be, I believe, a will check. And Samuel, are you gonna be able to do it? No, Samuel is not. Samuel is going to get a fear point, which is real bad. Means that everything he does is going to be at a -1. So, yep. How about you, Gaius? Are you gonna be able to do it? Yes, he is gonna be able to do it, and he's not gonna get a fear, which means, makes sense to me, that Samuel is the one who gets ambushed. That's probably not great, but let's see how much damage he gets dealt. Right, so Flay Spider. Flay Spider is going to deal 2 harm from the ambush. Yep, so he has an armor of... Oh, he actually has an armor value of 2. He's gonna be able to block that damage. He's gonna get the shit scared out of him, so... We're gonna go into actual combat here. Who is it gonna attack first? Samuel, or is it gonna be Gaius? 1 to 3 Samuel, 4 to 6 Gaius, it's gonna be Gaius. Gaius, are you going to be able to defend with your 0 agility now that you've burned your agility die? Not a great situation here. Not a great situation. Let's see. 3, 5, that's gonna be a complication. Gonna get the Flay Spider's harm dealt to him, so that's going to be... Down a rank he goes. Now it is our turn. And this is what I was thinking, right? Flay Spider has probably seen Salazar and the Dead Knight leave. Probably knows what happened. This is almost a sure thing. So I'm going to actually use Samuel's ability here. Fortunately, his focus is at a 0, but he does get a +2 because of his ability that we stated at the start of this session here. We're gonna roll this at a +2 and we're gonna see whether he is able to do it. Oh my god! I guess he actually does suck. That's gonna be real bad. I kinda wanted him to read the mind of the spider and see what's up, but... Incantation. That's gonna be a miss, right? 1 fear token? Roll a curse! Wait, okay, curse... What kind of curse does he get? 3. Dark Tidings. Your declared intentions manifest as hallucinations happening to yourself. So he tries to read the mind of the spider, and I'm gonna say he starts hallucinating because he's not used to his ability, and he starts seeing horrific visions of the spider's previous feasts. Like he sees himself as a spider eating people, which brings his fear up to 2. Oh boy. Oh boy. They're gonna have to run. Gaius is gonna take this turn and see that Samuel has screwed himself over tremendously. And wow, that's a great start to the session, isn't it? They're gonna try to flee. So they're gonna test their will. Gaius is gonna test his will of 1. And yeah, he's going to try to get him and Samuel away from this confrontation here. Is he gonna burn anything? Yeah, he's gonna burn his strength here. He needs to be able to do this, so let's see here. Is he able to flee? That is going to be barely, just barely a yes. And they're gonna be able to escape this spider with their lives. As Gaius is leading Samuel away, Samuel is like, a cave, we have to find a cave. And Gaius goes, what? The hell are you talking about? A cave? We need to go back to Schafheim, or we need to find Salazar and the Dead Knight at least. And Samuel's like, no, a cave, a cave. And do they see a cave nearby? I'm gonna say it's pretty likely. I mean, it is in the middle of the woods, but actually, you know what? I don't think it is that likely. I'm gonna say it's a 50% chance that there is some kind of cave nearby. Of course there isn't, so they're gonna have to spend time looking for one, and Gaius wants to know why Samuel wants to find a cave. And the reason for that is because it's his place of peace. It's the only way that he can get rid of his fear. So I think Gaius is going to relent here, and they need a place to rest anyway, so they're gonna spend some time and find a cave of sorts. That's probably going to be is that gonna be a venture or is that gonna be an exploration role? Let's see. Okay, so exploration is traveling unknown locales or points of interest, and venture is undertaking hazardous journeys. I think it's just gonna be exploration, so yeah, let's go for it. Let's see. Do we have any exploration skills? No, but Gaius is gonna do it because he doesn't have a -2 in everything. He's gonna get a complication, so basically they're gonna proceed to the next phase. They're gonna find a cave, but they're gonna have to roll their UD, which is not that bad. Their UD is 20, so they're able to do it just fine. And they're able to find a cave and they're able to rest for the night. During this time, I think as Samuel is settling down and healing his wounds and trying to shake his memories of what he saw, they're going to speak about what they do next. But let's see. Fear. Place of peace. Resting in these locations for a few hours removes all fear tokens. So his fear tokens are going to go back down to 0, thankfully. And he is not gonna burn dice any longer. So for Gaius, I think they're gonna discuss what they do next. So there's 2 possible plans here. They could go back to Schafheim and they could confront Vlade and the Plague Doctor, or alternatively, they could go after Salazar and the Dead Knight. I think they're gonna go after Vlade. Vlade was their original goal to begin with, right? They don't really need anything to do with the Dead Knight and Salazar at this point. There's no reason to really go after them. So I think that's what they're gonna do. I think they're actually going to go after Vlade and the Plague Doctor. So the next time they go out, they're actually going to go to Schafheim, which is going to be a very short journey away. If you remember, the crypt was actually really close to Schafheim. So they're just going to have to do 1 venture roll and they're going to be able to get there, and it should be no issue. We'll see. Venture roll. Yeah, Gaius has a venture of 2. So I'm gonna roll for that. Holy shit, Snake Eyes, 1-1. That's gonna be a miss. The travel proves treacherous. Reduce UD and suffer fate. So we're gonna reduce our UD. That is going to go down to 12. So I think Gaius is still kind of exhausted after all that. And it's not great. Not great at all. So they're actually going to suffer fate as well. What happens to them? Let's see. It's going to be an 8. A new adversary or environmental conflict is introduced. Oh boy. I think I know what this is. I think before they're able to get back to the Vlade and the Doctor, it's not that simple. I think at this point they're going to be ambushed by either the Plague Knight, either Salazar, most probably both. Is it both of them? I'm gonna say that's likely, I think. It is both of them. I think they've joined forces here. I think both of them want revenge of some kind on Samuel. The Dead Knight had his pamphlet stolen from Samuel. Salazar had his meal ticket taken away by Samuel. Samuel's just messing everybody up. Also, I forgot, but we basically rested, so gonna bring that rank all the way up to D6, and we're gonna need it. Let's see. Did we do it for Gaius as well? Oh, we didn't. Okay, that's gonna be a 10. So as they're making their way back through, Samuel and Gaius are walking through the forest. They're not making much noise, and they're trying their best to kind of remain incognito, trying to be as silent as possible. But it's not quite enough. So they get ambushed. I'm gonna roll on their focus here. We'll roll for Samuel's focus. We're gonna see, does he spot them coming? Of course he doesn't, of course. Of course, Samuel doesn't spot them coming. Yeah. And Samuel's the one with the highest focus, so I'm going to say that that's going to be the case. They're going to get ambushed, and unfortunately for them, Salazar and the Dead Knight are going to get an initiative. So as Samuel and Gaius are walking through the trees, ready to enter Schafheim through maybe a back entrance that Samuel knows about, they kind of get jumped from either side. Okay, so Samuel doesn't see them coming, right? I think what's going to happen here is that Salazar and the Dead Knight are going to get their initiative in, and Samuel is going to have to defend against Salazar, and he's going to try for that. Let's see what happens. Are you serious? He gets a 1 and a 1 again? Well, he gets a wound. He just gets a wound. So that's going to go down to a 4. Holy shit. Okay. Alright. Jesus Christ. Okay. Gaius is going to do his agility check against the Dead Knight here. And he is going to actually pass it because he doesn't suck quite as much. So what I think Samuel is going to do now is he's going to use the pamphlet Dreamweb as kind of a distraction. He's not going to use the pamphlet itself, but he's going to use it to distract the Dead Knight. The Dead Knight wanted his pamphlets back from Samuel, and Samuel is going to throw it directly in his face. That's going to distract the Dead Knight for at least a good while, or at least a momentary distraction, right? I think in this time period, Samuel and Gaius can actually escape, except they have to deal with Salazar. Throwing that item, I think, doesn't take up a full move. What's going to actually be the move that Samuel takes is that he is yet again going to try to read the mind of Salazar. If he knows what Salazar is going to do, he can basically predict it and get out of the way. So we're going to see, can he do it? He's going to use his focus. That is going to be a 7 plus his focus, which is a 2, plus another 2, which makes it an 11, which means it is a success. Samuel is able to read Salazar like an open book and see that he was planning to use Mind Drive in order to make Samuel lose his sanity and kill him during the time period. He grabs at Salazar's arm as Salazar pulls out the pamphlet, and Salazar is kind of like surprised that Samuel even knew what he was gonna do, and the Dead Knight is distracted, and I think at this point Samuel and Gaius can flee, thankfully, without any repercussions, I think. Speaking of which, when I actually fled from the spider, I probably should have taken a harm, if I remember right. Yeah, if engaged in close combat, take 1 harm. That wouldn't have mattered at all, but I just thought I'd note that. So they're able to flee from the Dead Knight and Salazar. I don't think they need anything else to do with them. The Dead Knight and Salazar really hate their guts, but Samuel and Gaius have their eyes set on Vlade and the Plague Doctor at this point. So at this point, Samuel and Gaius enter the village of Schafheim through a back alley route. Actually, is that even possible? Let's see how the town is like again. Yeah, I think it is, probably. I think Samuel will know back alley route through there. Actually, let's roll on it. Likely. Let's see, does Samuel know his own village well enough to know a back alley route through there? That's going to be 11. That is going to be barely a yes. So they are going to actually be able to get through to there, and they're going to try to stealth their way in. They're going to go to either the Plague Doctor's house or Lord Vlande's manor and try to get some evidence from there. So today's session is slightly shorter. I just wanted to test out a new setup as well as get a bit of the story moving forwards as we head into the final episodes, I think, of Fallen Solo. Thank you for joining me yet again.